Hey, what's up, my friend? Abram Gonzalez here. I am shooting what I believe and what I know in my heart. I almost put on my head. My heart is going to be the most powerful video that I've shot in all of 2014. Granted, we're in the second quarter only, but nonetheless, it's still a powerful message because I know that the breakthrough that I personally had and the way I'm going to share it with you, I'm going to share with you 4 different perspectives and principles on this subject itself to give you a well-rounded, holistic view of the circumstance that I found myself in and how it created a massive transformation for me, how it's going to create a massive transformation for you, and light up something that you probably haven't seen before. This is a high-level conversation for people that are looking to change their financial reality. So if that's you, make sure you watch this video till the end. Right? Because there's going to be that one nugget that you hear, the one thing that I say that's going to create that shift for you. And it would be a shame if you missed out because you got distracted or you went and clicked off the video and said, I'm just going to come back later, and then you never did, right? That's actually what happens to a lot of people that aren't truly desiring financial success. They come to something that's going to have their breakthrough for them, and then somehow they wander off and then they miss it. So that's not going to happen to you. So here we go, right? Yesterday, I shared a video with you guys that told you about my predicament where I ended up in the Seattle airport thinking that I was heading home to Denver about 1:30 p.m. And what happened is when I came to the counter and we got checked in, I discovered that we couldn't check in because I booked the tickets for next month, right? We couldn't leave until May 6th instead, right? So it's like, hey, I guess we could stay a month in Seattle. No thanks. Love it, but don't love it enough to stay for a month. And like my puppy's at home. I want to get home with my little guy, Zeus. And so here's the deal. They gave us some options. Mr. Gonzalez, here's your options, right? In order to change your first class tickets over to the next flight, that's going to be a couple hours after your one that you thought you were going to get on, it's going to be over $900 a person to change. Actually, the total was, I believe, $1,938 for both Nikki and I to change our tickets to go home and be home the same day. Second option was to get our tickets transferred over to Coach and fly out of Seattle really late at night, land in Minneapolis after midnight, and then come home early in the morning. And it was still going to cost us like $400 a person just to even get downgraded from first class to Coach. So it's like crazy, right? Or there was some other unknown option that we could leave the next day later on, mid-morning from Seattle. So we'd have to get a taxi back into the city, get a hotel, stay in Seattle another night, maybe go get some dinner and stuff. And those are my 3 main choices, right? Those are my 3 main choices. All of them were going to cost something in order to do it. So I got some great feedback from everybody, different perspectives on what would you do, right? What would you do? And this was a huge financial breakthrough for me. And it came down to 4 of these elements that I'm going to share with you, right? So after I finished shitting my pants when she told me it was going to be $1,900 to go home on a flight that was relatively similar to what we were supposed to get on, I'll be honest, I freaked out. I freaked out a little bit. It's like, even though we make really great money in our online business, who in their right mind really wants to spend, an extra $2,000 almost to get back home and book the flight that you should have booked the first time, right? The first thing that came to my mind was like, I would like to do all these cool things with that money, but here I am looking at the possibility of spending the money to go do that. So luckily, Nikki was there with me, and as always, she had a breakthrough nugget for me, and she pulled me aside for a second, and she was like, look, if you were Richard Branson right now, what would you do, right? If you were David Wood right now, what would you choose? If you were X, Y, and Z rich person, what would you choose? And I got that download in the moment that I wouldn't care about the money. I would just choose it. I would just do it. I would just book the ticket, chalk it up to stupidity, which it was, right? It was a little bit of stupidity. And just go, right? Just pay the money, right? That's the first thing. That's the first thing that we did was we looked at, well, what would a rich person do? And the answer was, well, we would book the ticket, right? And the second piece is another question that you want to ask yourself when it comes to making some of these financial decisions yourself. And it's like, well, what is it that you really want? What is it that you really want? So I had to ask myself the same question. Okay, do I really want to fly out of Seattle to Minneapolis, spend the night in the airport, and come back in the morning early? No, I really don't want to do that, right? Do I want to go get another hotel and stay another night in Seattle, beautiful city that it is, yada, yada, yada? No, I don't. I don't. I want to get back to my dog, and I want to get back to my house and sleep in my own bed. I could go make the most of it, right? Like I often do in the rest of my life, make the most of what the situation is. But the thing is I was fully in control of what I could choose in that moment. So it's like, well, what do I really want to do? I want to get home. I want to get home. So what did I choose, right? What did I choose? Well, quick little story. This whole piece about like, well, what do you really, really want? One of the things I noticed, and still run into all the time, this situation included, right, is that especially when I was like super poor, making $10 an hour at my dad's dry cleaner and going to college, living at home with my parents, one of the things I ran into all the time was looking at, well, what is it that I really want? And this is the third thing. This is number 3. Number 2 with the, well, what do I really want? That question feeds into number 3 here, which is, how is money holding you back from the things that you really want? Right? How is money holding you back from the things that you really want? And what I recognized even back in the day was there were courses and there were seminars and there were things that I wanted to do for fun that I was allowing money to hold me back from doing it because either the money wasn't in the bank account or even worse, I had the money, but I had a fear mindset and scarcity around the money itself. So this weekend in Seattle, I witnessed something really interesting, right? I witnessed something very interesting, and it actually happened in 2 different ways. I'll explain one of them. We had this VIP day. Where it was extra money to get the ticket to stay an extra day and, participate with the crowd and actually learn some really, really cool stuff. Really, really cool stuff. And I actually heard somebody get asked the question, hey, are you staying for VIP day? And they said, actually, I'm not. Because even though I have the money, I'm afraid I won't be able to get it back. It's like, ouch. Even though I have the money, I'm afraid I won't be able to get it back. And that, my friend, is one of the sneakiest scarcity things of money that can ever pop up, right? Because if you're actually one with money and you pay attention to your money, I'm getting some notifications on my phone here. 1 second. If you pay attention to your money, you talk to it, you have a conversation with it. We talk about this stuff all the time. I won't get totally into it. Money is just a tool. It's a thing you can use to contribute to your life. So if it's going to a seminar, picking up a new course, going and getting a massage, upgrading your seats to first class, getting that new car, getting organic food versus, processed junk, any of those things, you can use money to contribute to you. You can actually tell if the money is going to contribute to you, meaning it's not an expenditure and an outflow, but it is a flow that that will return to you tenfold, right? It's like you just know that there's certain things when you buy it that are going to help you feel better, that are going to help you actually make money, right? There's some things that directly make you money, but there's also just a lot of things that that just by the fact that it will make you feel better physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever, it'll contribute to you in some way. Right? And so when I heard that person say, I don't know if it's going to come back, first of all, it's acting like you can't make the money again, right? That it's for some reason, it's just not going to come back, right? Scarcity. Okay. So you're probably wondering, like, what is it that I did choose? What is it that we chose? Well, we chose to actually book the tickets, right? Choose the $1,938 tickets to get home at the time we wanted. Why? Because first of all, a rich person would do it, so why wouldn't we? Second of all, I was acknowledging what it is that I wanted, right? What it is that I actually wanted to do, not sacrificing and going for what I didn't want, right? Which is to stay an extra night or to fly on some bullshit overnight red-eye thing or whatever. I just didn't want to do that. I wanted to get home. And the third thing, which I just talked about, is I'm done letting money stop me from doing and choosing what I would like to choose, right? Back in January, we were given the opportunity to participate in this mastermind that was going to cost us $17,500 to do it, which is by far the biggest investment I've made on anything in my entire life. And it had to be lump sum. It couldn't be taken out on credit. It just had to be done. Boom. And guess what? Nikki and I made the choice to basically step up and pour out all of the savings in our business just to make it happen. Right? We chose it because we chose not to let money get in the way of us making choices that we knew would expand our reality. And that's exactly the same thing that I did when we did these tickets. Did I really did I love spending the money to book the tickets? You know, spend an extra almost $2,000 to book these tickets because I screwed it up? No, nobody does. It doesn't matter how much money you make. You don't love, spending money on stuff that you didn't mean to, but guess what? You do when it lines up with A, the decision making of a rich person. Like if you want to be wealthy, you have to think, act, do, and be like wealthy people do. And the second thing is you have to look at what you really, really want. So that's what we did, right? We did that. We chose not to let money stop us. And here's the clincher, my friend. When you make a choice that's like the choice I'm describing to you right now, you immediately shift into a totally different vibration than you were before. If I hadn't made that choice and I backed off and I let money stop me from having what I truly wanted, I wouldn't have the breakthrough that I'm sharing with you right now. I don't know what's going to happen from this choice, but I do know, because I could feel it on every level of my body and every cell of my being, that something shifted and changed in my willingness to actually do that. So my challenge to you is the next time that you're faced with a situation where if money wasn't the problem, you would choose different. Choose different. Because that's exactly what will break you free from the financial reality that you're in right now. Because guess what? The financial reality that you're in right now is the result of all the choices that you've made within that reality. If you continue to make choices based off of what's in your bank account, guess what? You can't break free. You can't go beyond the bank account that you have right now, and you'll be stuck exactly where you are with it right now. Does that make sense? We had to choose something different than I would have normally chosen. Luckily, Nikki was there to help me snap out of it and see the bigger picture and look at where we really want to go, because guess what? We're going to get the money back. We are prosperous people. We're going to create amazing things in 2014. It's really just beginning, and there's nothing to worry about. The same thing is true for you. If you look for the abundance and prosperity that you deserve, you will get it. Don't worry about the money. It will come back, right? Maybe even tenfold, maybe even 100-fold. Who knows? But you have to choose beyond your current reality to find out. So my friends, that's it for my video. Hopefully you got something special out of this. Put your comments below. Let me know what your feedback is, what's kind of going on in your mind. If you had a big shift, please share, okay? Make sure you like it, comment on it, share with your friends if you got something special out of it. And, finally, this is my invitation, because you don't deserve to live a life where your choices are literally based off of your money. Because I don't know if you get this, but your income, your financial reality is one of the few things that you have total and absolute control over. Like, you can literally make a different choice now to start changing it. And thankfully, we actually have a tool that other people can use, just like you, that you can change your financial reality with, right? And if you want more information on that, either send me a message or click the link below this video and you'll find out more about it. We got some free resources and videos for you to, change your life. And should you want to, join us in business and let us mentor you and show you how to create situations where money is no longer the issue for you, where you can truly choose what it is that you would like to choose instead of being dictated by what's in your bank account. Because I'm sorry, but the next time that, your cousin gets sick and needs help and their insurance won't pay for it, you have the ability to change that, right? You can say, look, I got you covered, right? The next time disaster strikes in your family and you total your car and you're like, what do I do? It's not even a question anymore because you can just pay for it, right? And when you get stuck at an airport and you really want to get home to your kids or your dog, just like I did, you also have that option. You don't have to spend the extra night if you don't want to. You can just say, you know what? I'll pay for it right now. I'm going home. And that's the choice for you. That's the choice that you have now, right? It's the choice that you have now, whether you realize it or not. Your journey begins by clicking the link below. Appreciate you for watching my video. I know it's a long one, but I know that you got something out of it if you paid attention for this long. Cheers, my friend. Take care.